Welcome to another episode of Reservations for One with Bills. I got to start off the episode by giving a big rest in peace to one of the GOATs, Kobe, man. He died in a tragic accident with 9 other people this weekend, as well as his daughter, Gigi, man, the Mambasita. So I got to give them a big rest in peace shout out. Kobe, man, I always had a great appreciation for Kobe growing up because he had a fucking video game. A lot of people don't even know that. Kobe Bryant had his own video game for Nintendo 64. It was called Kobe Bryant Courtside, and I loved the game so much because you could hang on the rim and get a tech. That was like the only video game that let you do that. So I loved that video game from jump, and that's kind of where I got my appreciation or liking for Kobe Bryant. And one thing I did admire about Kobe Bryant too is because his work ethic. Like Kobe had one of the greatest work ethics and he showed that you could come in good, you could start good, but there's a lot of people who are good at stuff, and the work effort is what separates the good from the great. So that's why I always had a great appreciation for Kobe Bryant, man. It's just such a tragic accident, and it's crazy because sometimes you think people like Kobe live forever. Like Kobe, you're supposed to see Kobe at like how Bill Russell is old. I thought I was gonna see what Kobe looked like at 80 years old, and he died tragically at 41. And it just was so shocking. Like I still haven't even processed it. I still haven't come to the terms like he's really gone. And it's just a crazy thing, man. Rest in peace to Kobe Bean Bryant, man, and as Gigi as well, and as well as the other victims of the tragic accident that was in the helicopter too. And shout out to all the NBA players who still played that day. I was kind of indifferent, thinking about should you play or should you not play, why they making NBA players play that day, but kind of think playing might have been a good thing because it would keep your mind off of it. Plus, it'll give you, Kobe was the ultimate competitor. Kobe probably would have played if he could. If he'd have survived the accident, he probably would have got out and fuck it, I'm still going to the game to play that day. So, shout out to the NBA players who had the strength to play that day. A couple players, was crying and shit like that, showing emotion, showing appreciation for Kobe and shit. So, a couple players went out and did their thing, scored a lot of points for Kobe, And so I kind of think that playing was kind of a good thing. And one more rest in peace for Kobe Bryant. And it's crazy that, speaking of that, I actually won a fantasy basketball game that day because some of the players I had actually went off. But then that kind of made me realize, damn, I'm really here playing fantasy basketball. That's how I know when I'm doing, when I got no holes in my life. When I catch myself updating a fantasy basketball team every single day, I know it's just I got no holes right now. And Valentine's Day is coming up, so I agreed to let somebody hook me up on a blind date for Valentine's Day. I might go the day before because it might be kind of awkward going on a blind date with somebody, for Valentine's Day. What if I don't like this person? What if this person don't like me? We stuck together on the most romantic day of the year, and so I'm just debating that, but I'm definitely gonna finally let somebody hook me up on a blind date because I can't be out here updating my fantasy basketball every single day like that. That is kind of loserish, and that's when you're at a low point in your life and got no holes. So, and shout out to the that's another reason I was kind of debating going on a blind date though. The coronavirus, or whatever the new disease is that everybody got nowadays that's just spreading around. I'm God damn, do I really want to go on a blind date with somebody I don't know? What if this girl was coughing 2-3 days ago and I don't know? I don't know her from nowhere. I'd rather stick to the girls I know that maybe got a calm UTI or something that, something that I can handle and get rid of. I'm not trying to meet no new girls out here. They pass me some shit that's going to have me dying out here. You feel me? Oh, man. But I don't know. I'm still undecided about that. And what else happened this week? Oh, shout out. I didn't really watch the Grammys. I don't care to watch the Grammys or not watch the Grammys. It's not like that's just not like a factor in my life because I don't really I realized the Grammys wasn't for me. And it's okay that it's not for me. Like I'm not mad at the Grammys for not being a thing that's for me. They're not celebrating the artists that I feel like should be celebrated, and that's cool. Like whoever made the Grammys, they tailor it and cater it to around what they think and what they want it to be, and that's their thing. You feel me? So I'm not even mad at the Grammys. I hate that people keep complaining. Like people have been complaining about the Grammys before I was born. I see people from the 80s and all of that complaining about the Grammys not recognizing black people or black artists. Like, okay, like it's clearly that's the way it is. Like why you keep complaining? Like just like stop begging to be included in everything. But I did see a clip of Tyler the Creator that really made me appreciate him though, because I was even mad that he won the Grammy. That's the first thing. I was like, see, this is why I don't fucking watch the Grammys. He won the Grammy for that album. That's not even a rap album. How he won the best rap album? But I did see a clip of what he said after. He was like, like, why when somebody that looks like me make an album, it gives, like, they got to just put it in rap, no matter the type of music. Because I like the Tyler the Creator album. I'm not going to lie. I fuck with it. It's fire. But that wasn't a rap album. So it's no way that album should have won a rap Grammy of the year. That should have been it could have been the album of the year. They could have gave the album of the year. Like, it's honestly, I like that album so much that it's a great album, but it's no way in the hell that's a rap album. And I appreciated what Tyler the Creator said about the Grammys. Like, yeah, like, it's like a backhanded compliment. So if you are going to be there and be in the Grammys and all of that, and You should do the way Tyler the Creator protested it was like the perfect way. Like he just gave a perfect speech. You could probably just search his speech or something like that. Not the speech on stage, but I think it was after the Grammys, like where he got the it was like a clip on Twitter I saw. Like it was just like a minute clip. So shout out to Tyler the Creator for that. And yeah, but is it me or does 2020 seem like a fake year? It's like, it's just so much going on right now. It's just, I feel like I'm in a movie. Like, I really feel like I'm in a movie. It's like every day is something new happening, something new going on. Like, what the fuck is this? And that started making me think about, like, if I could make my life a movie, what movie would I want my life to be? And I had a hard time picking my favorite movies. Like, I was realizing that, like, I don't really know my favorite movies, but I do know, like, my top 5 movie scenes, like my top 5 movie scenes ever. And I guess this is how I pick my favorite movies, because these scenes right here just made these movies my top 5 movies, and it's just because I appreciate the scene so much. Like the gas station scene from No Country for Old Men. Oh my god, that is like one of the most hilarious scenes of anything. Like, if you see No Country for Old Men, when he was at the gas station, like and he was bullying the gas station clerk. Antoine was bullying the gas station clerk, and No Country for Old Men is in my top 5 movies. Avengers, the first Avengers. What was the first one? Was it Infinity War with Thanos, where the Guardians of the Galaxy was fighting, the Avengers from Earth, because they all met up on Titan. And they asked, Doctor Strange asked Star-Lord, what master do you serve? And he was like, what am I supposed to say, Jesus? Yeah, I could watch that scene over and over and over. Like, that right there, that alone made that one of my favorite movies. Natural Born Killers, where they had his girlfriend captured, and where they had where they had Mallory captured outside the store, Scagnati, and Scagnati was like, "Come out, or I'm gonna cut her boob off," and Mickey was like, "I'll buy her a new one." That part there just was mad funny to me. It was like a great part. And what else? Oh, Scarface, where he was at. It was like, this is like one of the smoothest movies lines ever. Scarface was at the car dealership, when he was trying to steal Frank girl. And Manolo told her, like, yeah, he said he's going to ride around with a tiger in the car. And she was like, "You gonna ride around with a tiger in your car?" And he was like, "I don't know. Maybe some lady tiger." I feel like that was just like one of the smoothest things you could have said. Scarface is an underrated movie. Like, it's an underrated love story. I know people see it as like a drug movie or like and shit like that, but it's just like a love story. It's just you know, my appreciation for Scarface goes beyond a lot of people's appreciation for it. But and I understand that, and I'm willing to fight people who don't like Scarface too. Like, I've almost gotten to physical altercations for people who said Scarface was overrated, because, you know, I feel like if you got an opinion, you should be able to fight for it. Like, how strong is your opinion if you're not willing to fight for your opinion? So that's another thing I do hate about Twitter too, because a lot of people on Twitter just been giving like a lot of opinions lately, and I'm sure that they wouldn't fight over it. So I don't really take their opinion serious. Oh, and let me try to think my fifth one. Probably have to be Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite, when what's the girl name? I forgot her name. She came to his house to sell like, I think it was some bracelets or those things that you used to put on your book bag back in the day when you was young. And Napoleon answered the door, and she was like, "Oh, I'm going door to door to sell this to raise money for college." And Kip was like, "Your mom goes to college?" Oh my God, like, he smoked her for no reason. Like, she even left all her shit and ran away. Like, that was like one of the most funniest things. Like, that's like my top 5 movie moments. And I really, and those, I would say those are like my top 5 movies just because of those moments alone. So that shows you how meticulous things, like just those little parts in those movies, stood out to me so much that they made the rest of the movie my top 5 movie. And oh shit, you know what else I saw? That they recreated a fucking mummy's voice. Like, this 2020 is a fake year. They recreated a 5,000-year-old mummy's voice. It was just like a quick sound, like, you know, all the technology they got, and they just recreated his esophagus or whatever it was, and played the sound of his voice. And that had me starting to think, like, damn, in the future, imagine the shit they're gonna be able to do in the future. They're gonna be fucking bringing people back in the future. Like, they're gonna be bringing people back to fight. They're gonna be like, listen, let's bring back Gandhi and make them fucking fight Genghis Khan. Like 1,000 years from now, they're gonna be bringing just random people back to fight each other. It's gonna be like real life celebrity deathmatch and shit like that. God damn, the future's crazy. Like, and that's what people have me to ask, is like, would I want to be able to live for 1,000 years, or would I want to be able to be brought back in a future? And I kind of feel like, nah, I don't want to. I don't want to live 1,000 years because I don't want to fucking keep meeting new people. People fucking annoy me. And if I got to meet 1,000 years worth of people, I might fucking lose my fucking mind. And so I wouldn't want to be here 1,000 years. But I do want to get back into Act Sad Pick. I had a couple questions that people had emailed me that I wanted to get to. I'll probably just do 2 or 3 today. Let me see. Ask Sad Pit. What advice would you give to a struggling entrepreneur? I would say make sure you are not the reason you're struggling. A lot of times people, you know, like force themselves to struggle when they don't have to, because they, you know, like, don't be your own enemy. Like, you force yourself. People put themselves in positions that they don't have to, just for the sake of saying, like, you know, like, just saying I'm like 100% independent or something like that. Like, I always say, don't be the captain on a rowboat just for the sake of being a captain. Like, sometimes you need to learn from other people. Sometimes you got to work for somebody else, or work under somebody, or just study somebody. Like, don't be afraid to not feel like you are a boss. Like, that's another thing. People be so caught up on being a so-called boss that they just think struggling and doing everything on their own makes them a boss. And that's cool. You could be a boss, but don't you want to be a leader? Like, if you're a leader, the difference between a leader knows how to follow, and then that's how you learn how to lead better, because you willing to take information in, you willing to listen to other people, you willing to learn from people, you willing to not let yourself struggle. Like, don't put yourself in a struggling position just because you want to feel like you're 100% independent or 100% this and that. So make sure you're not your own worst enemy. And that's about it. And just go hard, keep your work effort up. Just keep going hard. What is another one we got? Axad Pitt. Should I hit up my ex for Valentine's Day or look for someone new? I'm very indifferent about this because, with the somebody, you know what? I don't know how to say that because I've never heard no one say it, and I can't really read too well. So especially English, like they tell you just pronounce the words you see. So I just pronounce all the letters how it should sound, and most of the time that's not how shit go. So I was kind of taught wrong. Fuck the New York City school system for leading me down the wrong path. But if you got the luxury of hitting up your ex and damn, it don't say if this a man or woman, but I guess it's a man because if you're a woman, I would say go back to your ex if you could go back to your ex for Valentine's Day, especially if you wanted to ask them to be your Valentine's. Asking a new guy to be your Valentine's might be a little bit, but no, it's 2020. Fuck it. You know what? Maybe you got to take the initiative. That's it. Fuck it. We're leaving our exes in 2019. Go to somebody new and just take whatever come with somebody new. You feel me? Fuck it. That's all we do in 2020. It's just new everything, new energy, new all of that. But that was Reservations for One with Bills. Quick episode. And once again, I got to say, rest in peace to the Mamba, man. Rest in peace to GG, and rest in peace to everybody else that was on the helicopter that crashed this weekend, man. And I'm out.